Welcome back, everyone. I was going to do another video on this rear panel because I've been looking over the videos, and most of the videos I've been doing lately all been about this rear panel, and I noticed it's starting to get a bit less interest in it, so I think that's because the progress has slowed right down. So what I've done, I've got this boot fitted up. And yeah, it's come out really good. Like the gaps, a lot of work trying to get the gaps right, but I thought this was really bad. Like I mentioned before that this lip was non-existent, but it's still there. Yeah, so see there's a little bit of a lip on the edge there. I was worried about it not being right, but it doesn't look too bad. But yeah, the boot, very squeaky, but opens and closes well. I had a lot of dramas trying to prevent this from scuffing. I kept scuffing over around here, but I found that if I prop the front bolts a couple of mil, yeah, it made a massive difference. So yeah, it clears the good now. But got for the old taillights in, see how it looks. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. So what I do now is start doing all these areas across here. Do little sections at a time. So I've made these sections across here. Tech screwed them in place. I had them clamped to the beaver panel just to make sure that it's alright. But what I'll do, I trim across here, still cut. And then use these eBay magnets to get a good gap between there so you get good penetration. And yeah, then I can do these little bits all across here. The corners here, or this side is pretty bad, but I'll just do the little sections at a time and eventually get to this point. Made little sections up. All I have to do now is roll it up, and I can continue doing around here. I'm getting ahead of myself again, not filming. It seemed to get more done that way, but yeah, I got to cut along here, replace this section here. So I got to first off, I'm going to cut along here, cut that out, and I'm going to start separating it, look for the spot welds, drill them out. You take all this stuff off while the recorder's off, and I'll leave this section on. I've got a new replacement bit to go in, this thing here. Yeah, I'll leave that there because I'll need to get it pretty close to how it was for factory so it marries up to the boot well, because it's pretty hard to change it once it's welded in. But I'll have to get a boot seal for the final stages of putting the boot on, so then I'll know where the boot sits and where it's happy. Yeah, pretty critical to get that right, because their water will get in the boot if it doesn't seal properly. So I've got this replacement section in. I found it wasn't, as you'd expect, it's not perfect, but it does the job fine. So there, it didn't line up too well up here, so I'll have to make them blend in, and when I close the boot, it doesn't matter anyway. Lines up alright. So yeah, I've got to modify that. And along here, I think there's a lip that goes over this and goes onto it. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to make this all in one, so when I take this rear panel off, this comes off with it. For now, that when I put on permanently, I'll join it up here properly. But I made this little section here, goes in there. So I'll cut this section here and that rear panel here to make it marry up perfectly with that. Weld it in, and then I can do all up in here. Finished it off now. Pretty good. It's all straight. Yeah, it's for any sort of little imperfections, I can just put filler in it. But so all I have to do is make another lip that comes off the rear quarter, and it's like this one, but another one here, and another one joins onto this and goes right across. Do that, and then it's just a matter of making sure this marries up even with that. So then I'll just make a section that goes in there, but I can't join it yet because this whole rear panel separates the same before. But yeah, I'll put this new bit where it needs to be. Yeah, so get onto that now. But this side, yeah, it's really bad. I sort of wanted to do this side first. It gives me a guide, like, because this side wasn't so far gone, I can bring it back to how it should be, and then I'll give me a good guide to how this side's going to be. Because yeah, this side's total, yeah, it's really bad. But when you close the boot, it's great. But, yeah. Feeling the heat today. Starting to get hot. Yeah, so got this welded in. I've just got to, I can't really get in here properly, so I figured I'll take the whole rear quarter off, and then I'll be able to put a new section in around here, just make it look, I could just do a better job, but I can't completely weld it up through here because I don't want to have it permanently welded in there yet. I even have to put a cut through here. Yeah, my brother was over here before and he said, why didn't I leave this to last? I could have easily done the bottom here and done all that stuff, but I've already started on the rear panel. I've started on it. I've done all across the bottom in there now. So I figured I'll keep going with this area. I'm onto it now. We're halfway through it, so what I'll do, yeah, I'll do that bit there. And then once that's done, then I'll move over to this side. And yeah, this side is a real mess. Like, just go through this one little bit. This side here, when I get my ruler, measure from this point here, so you've got about 5.5 centimeters, then you go to this side. It's 5.5 centimeters, and it's up against that, for it to be the same as the other side. And I thought, what is going on? So I tried yeah, making this wider. Down here I did, and it started hitting the boot lid. I'm like, I couldn't figure out what was going on. And then I had a look at this area here, this, yeah, it looks like part of the damage this car had. So it's got a bit of like a lip on it. And you can see like where the line was supposed to be, like down here somewhere. So what I'm going to have to do, I didn't really want to do this, but I'm going to have to cut this out because it's pretty mangled up anyway. And then I'm going to have to, where I cut it here, I'm going to have to straighten this up, get the profile gauges, and look at the edge there. Where you look at it from this point, look at it there, and then you go over to the other side. Yeah, it's shocking. You can really tell it's not right. It's just that probably about 5 millimeters out just to make it inaccurate. So you can see it here. Yeah, so I think I'll get onto that next. It's one of the fiddly, tedious jobs, but yeah, it's in a pretty bad way this side. But at least now I've got this side to go off. Just give me a good guide. Finally. this, or is it cold rolled steel? So cheap. Yeah, so it's really like, save yourself money doing this sort of stuff yourself, but, so yeah. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. So what I'll do now, I'll get the profile gauges. So go to, start from this point, go from there, go across. So yeah, it's pretty close there. Go to this point here. That, turn it around. Sort of hard to do with the camera, but yeah, very, very close. That one, and then there's, look at it from this point, go around, got little marks on the panel here. I wanted to get as close as I could to been right. Say that you put more bog into it. So yeah, it's pretty damn close. Like, there's a lot of stuff around to get that right. Like when you compare this side, you see it's flat. Where you go to this side, and it's got a slight bow in it. So yeah, I'll have to use a bit of filler to get that right. I mean, I could get behind it with the dolly and that and work it, but I figured I'd just put a bit of bog into it. And so what I'll do now, like I pretty much, there's still like I've got clecos all across the bottom here. That's all mounted up, so it's pretty solid how it is. But what I'll do now I've got this pretty close, I'm pretty happy with it. I won't permanently mount that in to the rear quarter. And then yeah, what I'll do now, I'll get onto these arches. So on the inside, the inner where it joins up, it's got a bit of rust here and there. So what I'll end up doing, I'll pull these rear quarters off, and yeah, pull the rear quarters off. Then fix up all the rust on the inners, and then that way I can start looking at mounting these up. So this rear quarter's in pretty good shape, so I won't really have to go adding too much arch material in this. What I'll do, I'll end up cutting these down to around here somewhere, and then I'll look at permanently mounting it up. But this is a critical area, I believe, like trying to mount these up permanently and then getting the gaps up here, just getting everything right. So once those arches, I'll get them mounted up. Also do, while I'm at it, I'll do it across here, and I'll put these inner panels in, put them in. And also I've got to do all up in here. I've got the new section that goes in here. But yeah, I feel like I'm making some good progress lately. I mean, it's starting to warm up during the day now, so like with the heat, you sort of slow up a bit, but I just pump the fluids into me and get the windows open, get a fan going, and yeah, it's pretty good. But I just had the school holidays, had my son for half the holidays, and I thought I'd take him away somewhere, and so I thought I'd go to Sydney, and we went to Luna Park, and he had a lot of fun there. And yeah, just walk around the city and that, and I thought while I'm down there I might as well drop into this Australian muscle car sales just to look at some cars. And it really helps when you're losing a bit of motivation with your projects. You go to car shows and you look at other people's work, and it sort of gets you G'd up to give you an idea what the car's going to look like when it's done. Yeah, it was really worth it. I had a look at a XB GT, just was in the last stages of getting restored. They had a XC Cobra up on the hoist, and they had this barn find XA GT sitting there, all the dust all over it, much like the chicken coop really. But had that sitting there, and just beautiful cars. And then after going there, I just, yeah, it got me fully keen to come home and get stuck into this thing. But I'll have to pull it up for the next couple of weeks. I've got the, I'm taking the Escort to the engineer, get it assessed and see what he reckons. But hopefully I can get the Escort on the road. That'd be so cool, be able to drive it around and work on this on my days off. But yeah, I'll try to do another video in the next few weeks, guys, and show me progress. I was just reviewing the video and I missed something out. This part here has got a bit of a bow in it. So what I'll do, I'll put a bit of bog in this to give it a little bit of a bow the whole way around. Yeah, I was watching the video and yeah, it made it sound like I was going to bog this to make it flat. Like that's not necessary. This is all original. Yeah, so what I'll do, I'll took some photos of the Australian muscle car sales. I'll put them up just to show you what I was looking at. But I hope they don't mind me doing it. But at the end of the day, they're a car yard, so they're trying to sell the cars. But yeah, and I'll put some photos up of how I want this car to look when it's done. The car that I'll show you is basically, it's a Fairmont. This is a Falcon 500, and he's got the black going around the bonnet here in the middle like the GT. I'm not going to have that. I'm just going to have the scoops to be black. But yeah, I'll give you an idea about how this car will look when it's finished.